Roll call, Sancy, please.
Robin Barker is excused. Cheryl Bigelow,
Yes, here.
Judy Bory,
Here.
Barbara Fitzgerald,
Here.
Cheryl Hall,
Here.
Catherine Meek,
Here.
and Vera Walters is also excused. And we have a quorum.
Thank you. So the acceptance of the agenda. I request a motion to accept the agenda.
So moved.
Do I hear a second? Thank you, Catherine. Roll call, please.
Robin Barker, absent. Cheryl Bigelow,
Yes.
Judy Bory,
Yes.
Barbara Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Cheryl Hall,
Yes.
Catherine Meek,
Yes.
and Vera Walters is also absent. Motion passes.
Thank you. Next is the librarian's report. The library director, members of the library staff, or those individuals designated by the library director may present information pertinent to items under consideration or information related to the operation of the library, including the library's monthly report. No discussions will take place on such items except for clarifying comments and/or inquiries related to substance, time, and location. And that's Pam, right?
Yes, thank you very much, Cheryl. And good evening, everyone. Pam Harrison. We have our librarian's report tonight, and this is mainly going to be showing you some of the highlights from our first week of our summer reading kickoff. This is the summer reading kickoff on Thursday, May 30th. We had about 750 people in attendance over a 2-hour period. There was a book sale by our Friends of the Library group. There were vendors from different organizations across the city. And then we also had Radical Reptile Fund there with a snake, which I'm sure was a big draw. I had to go out and man the line for that one. And then also free ice cream from our partner, Bluebell, here in AJ. So it was a great turnout. Everybody had a lot of fun, and they got to learn all about summer reading, how it works, if they've never done it before, and also participate in some crafts and activities. Yesterday, we had Liberty Wildlife out to do a wildlife encounter with kids. We had 295 in attendance. As you can see, that's a good-sized crowd, and they brought some birds of prey with them, which included a falcon, a hawk, a turkey vulture, and an owl. And here you can see the owl and the hawk. And I witnessed about 5 minutes of it, and it sounded great. They talk about everything you wanted to know about these awesome birds, even the stuff that you don't want to know about these awesome birds. And these presenters are really great. They make it a lot of fun for the kids. Ask them, do you want to hear something gross? And of course, yeah. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. And before I go into Staff Development Day, I just want to give you some statistics so far about our Adventure Begins at Your Library summer reading program. I unfortunately did not get updated stats today, but on Monday afternoon, we already had 407 adults sign up for the program, which is astounding. I don't think we've ever had that many this early in the program. 112 teenagers, 513 5 to 12-year-olds, and 250 birth to 4-year-olds. I'm really hoping to get that bottom number raised because we really need to let parents know how important it is to read to their kids before they're able to read themselves. So right now, as I said, Monday midday, it was 1,282 people, and I wouldn't be surprised at this point if it's closer to about 2,000. Oops, and I didn't mean to do that. How do I go back? Right there. Okay. Pleased to announce that we have received an LSTA Express grant. These come from the Arizona State Library. And our Express grant is the amount of $3,000, and it's to support a staff development day for our library. So many library systems across Arizona have a day where they close their libraries to the public to provide staff training. And this $3,000 will pay for quality presenters for all staff development. And the goal of the grant is to deliver training to a large number of libraries across the state. So we're just one library that received this, but it came at a very timely point of our venture this year because we've been talking about having a staff development day, and then the grant popped up, which is great to have that $3,000 to support us for that. And that concludes my short librarian's report for tonight.
How many staff do you have?
We have approximately 38 staff.
38?
That includes part-time.
The next agenda item is 24-447, discussion and possible vote for approval of the Apache Junction Public Library Board of Trustees 2023-2024 annual report. And that's you.
And yes, you received a draft of the Library Board of Trustees annual report earlier this week. As decided last year, we kept the format to the same as we had last year, where we have a short director's message with a overview of our strategic plan, which is now going into its final year. And then each page of the report gives highlights about the 4 main focus areas of our strategic plan, which are access, communication, community engagement, and spaces. And then the end of the report, we have a return on investment page, which we like to show to you and to members of the community and city council to show them exactly the services we have and how much money we're getting for our dollar by having our library services. And this is just a snapshot of some of our services, but it's $4.47 is returned to the community for every $1 invested in the library. And then, of course, we conclude it with our financial report, which is required per our bylaws. And then our statistics page, which gives you a total for those monthly reports that you see throughout the year here at our meetings. And I would welcome any questions or comments.
I don't see a statistics page on this.
It's on the backside next to the return on
It's
investment.
it's on the back side. On mine, it's the back side of spaces.
So I skipped right over it.
That's okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
Doesn't look like a strategic.
So I have a question,
Sure.
Yeah.
and that might sound dumb, but so how, I don't understand, how is $4.47 returned to the community?
447.
Yeah.
So this is done through a calculator, a return on investment calculator. So you take the amount of money our budget for the year, which is reported in our state annual report that we report to the Arizona State Library. We take that total and it's divided into the total value at the bottom of the page.
Oh, okay, like, that's what I understand.
So it's a mathematical.
I guess really the question is, so like, all right, books borrowed, retail value $20. So you have to buy the book, is what you're saying, right? You buy
And
the
that's
book.
an estimate, of course.
Right.
So a lot of these are estimates, so it could,
But how do we make money on it? Because we don't charge people to rent the book. That's the part I'm trying to figure out. How do we make money on
Well, we're not saying that we make money. We're just saying that for the dollar that we spend from city funds, for every dollar that we spend, you as the community are getting a value of $4.47 back because of the fact that more than one person uses these services. And then so when you take the quantity of use times the retail value of what that service is, add those all up together and divide it by how much our budget is for a year, that comes out to be your return on investment.
Isn't $20 for a book a little lowballing, considering what they cost these days?
I'm sorry, did you say, is it low?
Yeah.
Um,
Just saying $35 and $40.
I know. It's a hard number. There are some different values that other calculators, library calculators use. It's kind of an average. We sometimes can get a children's book if it's paperback and of course libraries get vendor discounts, but on average, if you went to Amazon and bought like a bestseller and it was in hardcover, it would at least be $20, if not more. But since we also buy, soft covers and paperbacks and other types of bindings, the cost can vary. So Yeah, I was tempted to put it up to $25, but I was trying to be on the conservative side to show exactly how great the value is.
Oh, I know you saved me a lot of money that I don't have to spend on buying books.
Yep.
I know, I just bought a book, it was $33.
Awesome.
Do we share the ROI with, does the council report it in council meetings or in budget?
Well, the council will get this report after it's approved by you, so they do get a full copy. Last year, when our city manager, Bryant Powell, made comments about the report to the council, he did bring up the ROI because it was something new to the report that we haven't included in the past. So I'm not quite sure what will happen this time. Sometimes nothing is said and it's just on the consent agenda, but other times they'll discuss it.
I'm just thinking of the occasional articles that I see in the Gold Canyon, whatever that newspaper is, about the library. And this would be a factoid that I think would have a huge impact on people's perception.
Oh,
of the
okay.
value that this.
Are you thinking of Superstition Living, the magazine?
It's the one that comes out.
The Independent.
The Independent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I occasionally will see something about the library in there, and I would love to see this be one
Okay.
of the things that.
Well, maybe now that you're saying that, when they watch this video, they'll pick up on it.
Yeah.
I have the return on investment. I can give it to you. After it's approved, of course.
Any other questions?
No, it looks good. I was impressed when I first read it.
Can I get a request, motion to approve?
I motion that we approve this.
And a second,
I second.
roll call?
Robin Barker's absent. Cheryl Bigelow,
Yes.
Judy Bory,
Yes.
Barbara Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Cheryl Hall,
Yes.
Catherine Meek,
Yes.
and Vera Walters is absent. Motion passes.
Well, at this time, I'd like to adjourn this meeting at 6:40.
Thank you.